that certainly is understandable. India's ambassador has sent a special representative here to Milwaukee County up from Chicago. I want to bring in now Fox 6's Jeremy Ross. Jeremy has been here throughout the day and has some more information on how this all began.
And Brad, you had just kind of alluded to it, shock and grief just starting to set in here to the Oak Creek community and far beyond. We're talking regional, national, and international interest in this ongoing and developing story. Now, for the most part, the place of worship was extremely violated today by gunfire. Tonight, it hosts investigators.
The FBI will be handling the criminal investigation on this incident.
Heavily armed officers gather outside the scene of a multiple shooting that took place inside and outside of Oak Creek's Sikh Temple of Wisconsin.
We're treating this as a domestic terrorist type incident, and therefore the FBI has the resources needed to help investigate that.
Law enforcement received multiple 911 calls around 10:25 Sunday morning. Police say a 20-year veteran of the Oak Creek Police Department exchanged fire with the shooter. The officer was struck multiple times, and the gunman later died from another officer's fire.
We are grateful for the heroic actions of one of our officers, two of our officers, who made a very dangerous situation a little bit better and probably saved lives.
Flight for Life took to the air, and family members gathered on the ground, desperately trying to contact loved ones who could be inside.
I called on his phone. That somebody else answered the phone that he got shot.
Somebody just called me from inside. My kids are inside.
Some were contacted by panicked relatives inside the temple, hiding in a pantry or closet, warning worshippers about the violence.
Yeah, they called us. They called us not to come into Gurdwara, not to come to church.
At least 10 were shot, 7 were killed, including the shooter, as dozens watch and wait and hope their loved ones can make it through this terrible scene.
The city of Oak Creek is outraged by the senseless act of violence that happened in our city today, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those victims.
Law enforcement had indicated that this was only the work of one shooter. This evening they did their double checking by searching, but again we believe that this is the result of one shooter. The officer that we talked to you about apparently has undergone surgery. People here believe that that officer will indeed survive. And going back to you, Brad, this is a developing situation where we're talking about at least 10 people shot. And of course, we'll be heading out to Frederick Hospital later in the newscast as well.
Thank you, Jeremy Ross. I want to speak briefly now with Harpreet Singh. Harpreet has come over to talk to family members who are in the bowling alley, who know loved ones who were shot and involved in this. And you know many of these people as well, I understand.
Yes, sir, I do.
You have been with this temple from the get-go.
Yes, we are. We come in here a long time, since I came into this country, and I went to Gurdwara every Sunday.